So finally, my friends, the rumor that has been circulating for weeks is now beginning to gain serious momentum. Yes, it's about the return of none other than Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, at the highly anticipated WWE Saturday Night Main Event scheduled for July 12, 2025. The event will kick off at 5:30 a.m., and it promises to deliver shockwaves across the wrestling world because Roman Reigns is not just coming back alone. He's expected to return with a completely new team, a reimagined version of The Shield, and there's growing speculation that none other than Dean Ambrose, also known as Jon Moxley, could be a key member of this mysterious new faction. Together, they are rumored to be preparing a brutal and strategic assault on Seth Rollins and his newly formed team, setting the stage for an all-out war. Now, before we dive deeper into what this means, let me first remind you that the Saturday Night Main Event will be available exclusively on Netflix. But if you don't have access to Netflix, don't worry, I'll be bringing you live updates, moment-by-moment coverage, and full match breakdowns right here on my channel, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a second of the action. Let's begin by taking a look at what we can expect from this massive event. There's about a 70% chance that Gunther will retain his title by defeating Goldberg, but with SummerSlam around the corner, WWE might just throw a curveball to spice things up. Remember, this year's SummerSlam is happening over two action-packed nights, Day 1 and Day 2, so anything is possible. It's not out of the question that Goldberg could pull off a shocking win and walk away as the new World Heavyweight Champion. What do you think? Could Goldberg really dethrone Gunther on such a big stage? Let me know in the comments. Now turning to another exciting clash, Randy Orton is set to face off against Drew McIntyre, and from everything I've analyzed, it looks like Randy Orton has the upper hand in this battle. If Orton manages to defeat McIntyre decisively, this could mark the beginning of a brand new championship reign for the Viper. Meanwhile, another high-stakes match is brewing between Seth Rollins and LA Knight, and while early signs point to Rollins walking away with the victory, there's a twist on the horizon. Rollins may win the match, but he's in for a huge surprise afterward. That surprise? The return of Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman recently issued a bold and borderline disrespectful challenge to Roman Reigns on Raw, claiming that Reigns no longer has the guts to return and face the heat. But Roman has heard enough. He's ready to respond, and it's very likely that he will crash Seth Rollins' celebration with an explosive ambush, unleashing chaos with his newly formed faction. The reason for this timing is crystal clear. SummerSlam is on the horizon, and WWE is setting the table for a blockbuster showdown. Roman Reigns' team versus Seth Rollins' team, a match destined to shake the very foundations of WWE. So what do you think? Who should join Roman Reigns in this new alliance? Could Dean Ambrose really be coming back to stand beside his former Shield brother? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I promise to read every single one. That's all for now, but stay locked in, stay hyped, and thank you for watching. So finally, my friends, the long-awaited and much-talked-about rumor is no longer just a whisper, it's exploding into a full-fledged storm across the WWE universe. Yes, you heard it right. The buzz is growing louder and the signs are clearer than ever. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, is all set to make his epic and highly dramatic return at the upcoming WWE Saturday Night Main Event, scheduled for July 12, 2025. This isn't just another return, it's a strategic power shift that could shake the very foundation of WWE as we know it. Mark the time because this event will go live at exactly 5:30 a.m., and it's not going to be any ordinary show. The magnitude of what's about to unfold can only be described as historic. Roman Reigns, who has been absent from WWE programming for months after his controversial downfall post-WrestleMania, is now reportedly coming back with a vengeance, and not alone. The shocking twist here is that he's bringing a completely revamped version of The Shield, a dangerous and unpredictable new team that could include the one and only Dean Ambrose, also known as Jon Moxley. Yes, you heard that correctly. There are serious whispers backstage that Ambrose might be reuniting with his old brother-in-arms, and if that happens, the landscape of WWE will change in a single night. This new Shield isn't just a tribute to the past, it's a brutal, updated war machine built for destruction. Roman's possible alliance with Ambrose, alongside another yet-to-be-revealed wildcard, could signal the rise of a new order, one that doesn't play by the rules and is hell-bent on taking out Seth Rollins and his newly formed team led by Paul Heyman. Together, Roman and his faction are expected to unleash an all-out assault on Rollins and his allies, sending a powerful message not just to one man but to the entire WWE locker room. The tribal chief has returned, not to reclaim his throne but to rebuild an empire in his image, brick by brick, opponent by opponent. Now before we break down what this means moving forward, let me remind you once again that this epic Saturday Night Main Event will be available exclusively on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, no need to panic. because I'll be giving you non-stop live updates, full match coverage, post-show analysis, and exclusive reactions on my channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do right now and hit that bell icon so you don't miss a second of this unfolding chaos. Let's dive into what this event holds beyond Roman's return. First up, we've got a high-stakes title match where Gunther will defend his championship against the legendary Goldberg. Most analysts say there's about a 70% chance Gunther will walk out with the title still around his waist, but WWE loves a swerve, especially with SummerSlam looming right around the corner. Don't forget, this year's SummerSlam is going to be a two-day spectacle for the first time ever, with Day 1 and Day 2 promising twice the shock, twice the action, and twice the drama. That opens the door for a huge upset. Imagine the headlines if Goldberg defies the odds and defeats Gunther to become the new World Heavyweight Champion just before the biggest event of the summer. Could WWE be planning to pass the torch one last time? Or is this just a setup to make Gunther look even more dominant heading into SummerSlam? I want to know what you think. Drop your predictions in the comments below. Meanwhile, another match heating up the card is Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. After months of mind games, sneak attacks, and unresolved tension, this battle could be a turning point for both superstars. From what I've observed, Randy Orton is showing signs of returning to his most focused and vicious form, and I believe he will defeat McIntyre to begin a fresh new reign of dominance in WWE. If he wins, it won't just be a victory, it'll be the beginning of a calculated climb back to the top. Orton wants to be champion again, and the first step is taking out one of WWE's most powerful warriors in McIntyre. And then, there's the match between Seth Rollins and LA Knight, which everyone is talking about. All signs point to Seth Rollins walking away with the win, but what no one is